up everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my new tutorial. Today we are doing an oil change on my beautiful car. Her name is Sora and she's a 2020 Rav4 XLE Premium Toyota, of course. And today we're going to change the oil on it. I'm calling this video an oil change for the girlies. It's not only for the girlies, it's for the girls, the he's, the she's, the they, thems, the everyone. But I want to empower you guys to learn to change your own oil, so that's what we're doing today. Okay, the first thing that you're going to need to do is do a tiny, minuscule little bit of research on the supplies that you're going to need. So you're going to need an oil and a filter to change your oil in your filter. Okay, if you don't know what kind of oil your car needs, then you look in your car manual or under your hood, it tells you. And if you don't know what kind of filter you need, then you can use this system, which they have at most like grocery stores. I'm assuming they also have them at the auto parts stores, but also if you just go to an auto parts store, you could ask the person working there and they're more like auto experts, so they'll be able to help you. But this is good if you go to a grocery store. So all you're gonna do is put in, I think it's dead.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's dead.
Good thing we looked it up before.
Okay, well, if it was working, what you do is you press start and then you go through the prompts and you click you answer every question it asks you and you type in your vehicle specifically and it will tell you what kind of oil filters on the shelf that you can buy. It will give you options. So when it works, that's what you're supposed to do. So the first thing that you'll want to do is look in the owner manual of your car and navigate to the maintenance section. At least that's what it was called in my car. And in there, it will tell you what kind of oil you need. And then as far as your filter, I show you guys at the store, they have like a nice convenient little screen in the aisle at the store that tells you what kind of filters you need. But today that was broken at my store. So we just looked it up online, which Advanced Auto Parts and AutoZone have really good tools for that. Even if you're not buying from those places, they still have a good tool that you can use to put in your car and search for the exact oil and filters that you need. So today we got Valvoline oil. I need 0W16, that is what my owner manual said to use. So we got the Valvoline Full Synthetic. Full Synthetic means that this is the highest quality of oil that's manufactured. So this is gonna be what's top tier, best for my car and being a little bit bougie. But it's a new car, it's a nice car, so I wanna keep it that way. So we're going with the good stuff. Okay, also on the back of this bottle, they have this seal right here. I think it's a universal stamp, so when you're looking around at different brands of oil, it's the same kind of seal. And what you're looking for here is just that it has the seal and everything looks good, because this is sort of like a seal of authentication in a way. So this is going to guarantee you that this is actually what it says it is. It's quality oil. It's not something you bought off Wish or Temu that's going to be some random liquid in a jug. This is certifying that it is what it says it is.
There's also the SAE standard. The SAE is the organization that certifies it, but it's okay. Okay. You could leave my voice in if you want to. Alright
guys, we fixed our lighting situation, but this is the filter I got. We went with the Mobile 1. So the oil was Valvoline, this is Mobile 1. And the way I found out what filter I needed is, you guys saw at the store, the little machine was broken. That's what I normally use. So I used, like I said, the Advanced Auto Parts website. I also used the AutoZone website, and we kind of cross-referenced and looked at all the different brands and sizes. So this is what we went with because it looked like a nice high quality choice. Okay, so first thing that you're gonna need to do is pop the hood of your car. So if you don't know where that is, I'm gonna show you. All right, if you're looking in the front of my car, which you can see here, looking at the steering wheel, and you go down below, sort of where your pedals and everything is, I'm shining flashlight in, you can see there's two levers. There's one here and here, the left and the right. They actually each have a symbol on them. One of them is going to be the hood of your car and one of them is going to be your gas tank. So the one on the right is the hood of my car, so I'm just going to pull that. And you could probably hear that that unlatched my hood. Now the hood's unlatched, but that doesn't mean it's just going to open. So you have to lift it up as much as you can and slide your hand in and find out where your lever is, which I actually haven't done anything on this car. I don't know where mine is. Okay. Cool. And then a lot of cars have this. My old car had this as well. There's like a little kickstand almost, like a kickstand on the bike. So you pop it out. And then you find like the access point where it plugs into, which it has an arrow, which looks like it's right here. Yeah. Okay. Now it's open. This is the lever I was pulling on to open the hood. So if you look, you can see that when you pull the lever to the side, it opens this little crevice, which is where the little hood latch was. So it was like this. Can't open it. If you pull that, you can release the lever. So that's kind of what I was doing under there with my hand, but you have to do it by feel because you can't see it.
It's on you.
Okay, so also right next to the lever is the sticker, in my car at least, and that's where you can see that it says engine oil SAE 0W16. So that's how I know that's the type of oil I wanted to go with. The SAE is the organization that actually gives that seal of approval on the oil that I was telling you guys about. So that's kind of how I cross-checked and validated that what I was getting is what I needed. All right, we're putting on gloves so we don't get cancer, and for the Manny. A little bit of both. So I just have these blue gloves, and I'm pretty sure that Angelo got these at Sam's Club. Right?
Yep. It says members mark right there.
Members mark. This is what we get, you guys. This is like a cheap, easy thing, and you barely ever run out. They last for a long time. This is what we have in the garage, and we use it for everything. All right, so I'm getting my gloves on. Look like I'm about to give you an exam. Just kidding. Okay, let's go. All right, so really quickly before we get started, we're gonna run through all the tools that you might need to finish this project. This is like the minimum tools that you're gonna need to get your job done, get it done right. So we have a ratchet, sockets, gloves, flashlight. I have this nice stick flashlight. Shout out to Grace and Lauren who gifted this to Angelo, but it has a nice magnet on the bottom so it can actually stick. And it's a nice little flashlight, so good flashlight. We have, I think the boys like to call these shop towels. This is an extension for the ratchet and socket so that it can reach a little bit further. Okay, this is an oil filter wrench. Angelo informed us that you could get away with not using it, maybe scraping by, but eventually you're gonna have to buy one anyway if you're gonna continue to do your own oil changes. And he says, good investment, so would recommend.
The only way you'll be able to not use that thing is if the oil filter isn't tight. So if the oil filter's tight, you have to use that thing.
Okay. Last couple things you're gonna need. We have a couple funnels that are homemade. We have a homemade one and not homemade one. This is a homemade one from Angelo, so this is a really good way if you don't want to invest in tools. You can use a milk jug, turn it upside down, cut a hole in the bottom. We're gonna use this homemade funnel to dispose of the old oil, but we also have this red one which is gonna be used for the new oil, and we keep it clean. So it's kind of two different things here. We have like an old and a new. You're cooking in the kitchen and you have your chicken cutlets and you have your dry hand and your wet hand. We have a good funnel and a bad funnel, and we use them separately, okay, for the good oil and the old oil. So this is for the new clean oil. And then this of course is our pan. I don't know what we call this, pan, tray.
Oil
drip.
pan.
Yeah, oil pan, drip tray, whatever. This is gonna catch your oil, because it's got to go somewhere. One key to note here is that you're making sure that this oil pan is actually large enough for the volume of oil that's already in your car. The way you can know that is when you looked up in your owner's manual what kind of oil to buy, it also tells you how big or how much oil to put in. It tells you how big your oil like container is, but it also tells you how much oil you're going to put in. So you can see that this one on the side, it says it's a 7-quart drain pan. So you'll just want to make sure that however big it is, it's bigger than the amount of oil that's in your car. That is the tools. The last set of tools that might be required if you're doing this on a different kind of vehicle than mine is a car jack and jack stands. We're not using them today because the Rav4 is a big boy and it's kind of lifted off the ground, so we're gonna see if I can just get under there and do it without lifting it, which is even safer than having to lift it. Having to lift it can be safe too if you do it well and you do it right, but we're just gonna bypass that today if I can fit under there, which it looks like I might be able to, so we'll see. All right, first thing that we're gonna do is take off the bottom panel on the, like underneath the car. That's gonna give us access to where the oil and the filter and all that stuff is. So if you look behind me, actually, this is a good exhibit A, which is unintentional, but this is the bottom panel of Angelo's car. Is your car just doesn't have a panel on it anymore?
Right now.
Okay, well, it's kind of like this. Angelo is telling me that it's going to be smaller than this because this is obviously Angelo's like whole front of his car. Mine's just going to be like maybe a small door or like a small little window. So we're going to do that and show you guys. But I also have my clean towel here. So if you guys remember a few seconds ago, I was telling you about the good funnel and the bad funnel. We're also going to have clean towel on one side. That's where we're going to put our clean tools, things we want to keep clean. And then we're going to have a dirty towel, and that's where we're going to put dirty parts and things we don't want to mix with our tools and get stuff ruined and messy. So Angelo was telling me, Angelo's my pro if you guys can't tell. Angelo's my right-hand man. But he was telling me that we're going to need the 10mm socket from the socket set. And the reason that we know that is because before we started doing my oil change, we watched a YouTube video on how to do my oil change. So if you're here doing the same thing, I can tell you that for my 2020 Toyota Rav4 XLE Premium, we're using the 10mm. But if you have a different car, you have to go and do your research, watch a YouTube video, and find out what socket you might need. If you can't find that, you can also just test them until the right one fits. Alright, I got the panel out. As you can see, I took out all 4 screws and the panel just came right off. So I now just have a clean workspace here. And this is what it's looking like underneath. Where there once was a panel, there's now just a big hole. Okay, there's the filter. Okay, there's the drain plug, so that's we're gonna open. That's gonna drain all the old oil out. Taking my ratchet, you guys. Changing the socket, so I got the panel off like you guys saw. And now I'm putting on the 14mm socket attachment. Oops, I put it on backwards. Don't do that. And made sure it's on there good. And this is how we're gonna open the drain plug, which you just saw. And that's where the oil's gonna go dumpy dumpy. So I got my big pan, so I'm ready to go. When it starts dumping on me, you can pull the pan right under and catch all the oil. So let's do it.
That's okay too.
Holy shit, bro.
Fuck, man.
Guys, right now Angela's trying to get it. I swear I'm not that weak. I was trying so hard. But we think the last people put it on
I got it.
way tight.
That's way too tight.
It was insane.
But I did get it. Fuck!
Right, Angela just popped it loose for me and I'm gonna do the rest. I swear I'm not that weak, you guys. That was rough.
So, that's a note for when you put it back on.
Yeah.
You don't do it the way they did it.
Yeah, because you're the one that has to take it back off. Okay, let's keep going.
Good job.
Woo! Okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought. We did it! Look at my hand, it's gross. My hands are a mess, because you guys just saw I made a mess, but we did it. We are going to open the oil cap up top here so that the oil down there, the dirty oil, can drain out faster. So that's going to be right here, which you can see, well, you may or may not be able to see, but it says engine oil right on it, so that's how you know you got the right place. And we're just going to twist it off. There you go. Let's see if we can get the filter off. We're using this tool that I showed you guys earlier. So you can put the ratchet right into the back. And Angela's just telling me, I don't know if they're all like this, but ours doesn't click all the way in. So you can't be loosey-goosey with it. You gotta make sure you're holding on to it. Once I get in there, I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm gonna do because I don't know if you'll be able to see it. But you're gonna put this around your oil filter. So Angela was also telling me I might have to open it a little to get it around. You also might not. You can just wiggle it on. Just do what you gotta do to get this around. And then, like I said, we'll have the ratchet into it as much as we can get it. And we'll go ahead and loosen it, just like we were loosening the other bolts and things like that. Lefty loosey. I should have said that from the beginning, but everything that you screw, unscrew, whatever, to the left is loosey, to the righty is tighty. Girlies. We have the new air filter. LOL. We have the new oil filter right here. You can see it's a lot cleaner. This is the old one I just took off, which if you can see, it's not in this wrench like at all. And that's not great. I definitely should have done it tighter, but I couldn't see it. And I couldn't really tell by feel. So we got it off anyways. But now I'm going to put my finger in here and get some oil off of this old filter. And we're just going to get a little bit, and you can see it's on my fingers. And we're going to rub it on this black rubber ring on the new one to oil it up. So as you guys can see, this is a Toyota oil filter. So when I got this, the dealership probably did the last oil change. That's why it has a Toyota one in it. Obviously we bought a different one, but you can still compare them in that they look very similar. The new one's a little bit taller, which is okay. So you can see from the top that the size of the hole is pretty much the same. So when you screw this back in, it's going to fit in the same place that this one once fit in because they have the same size hole. Same rubber gasket around the outside, same kind of thing. You can kind of compare like this and see that they are literally the same size. This one's just slightly taller, which is fine. So that is our new one. Okay, I'm about to go back under the car and we're going to take our towel and we're going to clean the area of where the old oil filter came off and where we're going to put the new one back onto. So we're going to clean up the area, get all the excess oil, any dirt, dust, grime, gross out of there real quick, and then screw the new one on right away. I am going to clean it up so I can see that it's very gross.
The mating surface?
Mating surface?
Yep, that's what it's called. You just keep trying to get it.
I think I just got it.
Sweet. Is it smooth?
Yeah.
Easy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
Tighten it on.
Okay guys, good news is there's a washer where the drain, what is that called? The drain plug? Mm-hmm. Okay, there's a washer where the drain plug was. So Angela and I were confused why it was tightened so tight. We thought maybe it's because they actually didn't have a washer in there, but they actually do. I see it. It's stuck to the actual oil pan. So it's stuck on really tight. I actually tried to get it off and I can't get it off, so we're just going to let it stick there until we put the cap back on. I'm also just wiping clean any excess oil that might have gotten onto the pan or anything from us touching it. So I think we're good. Alright, time to put the plug in. So what I just did, you guys, is I tightened the cap there with my tool, but the key is that once I got it on, I only held it here right around the base instead of holding down here at the end of the handle. So I'm only making it as tight as I can make it with my hand right here at the end, which I've done, and now it's on. Yeah, we're gonna let Angela do this part. We're gonna let the boys do it for the girlies. But the girlies can do it too. Arika is just a particularly messy girly, so I'm gonna let him take charge here. This is our pan of old oil. I just pulled it out from under the car super slowly as to not splash it everywhere, but generally I'm messy. As you can see, I got oil all over the cardboard, all over my hands, all over everything, and it's a messy job, but I also just make a mess. So we also have here the funnel I showed you guys earlier, our dirty oil funnel specifically, which is the old milk jug. And then under there we have a oil container, which you can see is pretty similar to the one I just bought. That's the one I bought last time. So we just save them, throw the lids on them when they're empty, and throw them on a shelf in our garage. Oh boy, maybe he's a messy boy too. Throw those on a shelf in our garage and save them. Anyway, Angela's gonna take all this old oil and pour it right into this old oil container so that it can be disposed of correctly. So, thanks, Angela. We're going to clean off the dipstick, and then we're also going to put in the new oil. So you saw where we removed the cap earlier. We're just going to go ahead and put the funnel in. This is our good funnel for our good oil. This is your dipstick. So if you don't already know, this is how you would check your oil level. Like if you're at the gas station or something, and you can check it consistently to make sure that your oil level looks good. Right now we're just going to clean it off. So it's just this yellow pole. Looks a little bit different on every car, but it's usually like a yellow color, and it has like a little handle so you can pull it out. We'll show you two in a second, but if you see, there's usually two dots, or there's some sort of indicator that your oil level should be somewhere in between those two dots. So when you stick it down into the opening and then pull it back out to check, it should fall within between those two dots, and that means you're good to go. Your oil level is good. So if your oil level ever gets below this lower point, that's when you want to worry. That is your danger zone. That is when you do not have enough oil in your car, and it definitely needs to be fixed. So right now we just cleaned it off. We're going to put it back in, and we're going to be able to put in our new oil. So my car needs 4.8 quarts of oil, but the container that it comes in is just a 5-quart container. That's pretty standard. That's pretty standard, I think. That's what I normally get. There is like a measurement stick on the side, so it has little increments of measurement, and it has like a clear strip down the middle so you can actually see the oil level, all those points. So we're just going to start pouring some of it in, and we're going to use the dipstick like I showed you guys to make sure that the level is at the right point. So we're just going to start off with a little bit. Cool. Okay, I just want to see where I was at, you guys. You can see here's the 3 mark, and we're just a little bit above it, so we can definitely keep going. We're going to remove the dipstick and completely clean it first. Give it a nice reset, and then we're going to stick it all the way in, nice and hard, all the way down, click it in, and then pull it back out. And we're going to hold the end over our towel and check that level, which I can't even see it. It's perfect. Okay, it's hard to see. I feel like you guys can't even tell on camera.
Point it towards me.
Can they tell? It's just under the top dot. It's probably hard for you guys to see it.
You can see it a little bit. Yeah, it's there. Good job.
Nice. All right, guys, I just turned the car on, and the next step is to get down under and check for leaks. We were watching, and we didn't see anything. Angelo's just scooting out right now. Good to go?
Yep.
Good to go. So now we're going to turn it off, put the panel back on?
Yep.
All right. All right, guys, panel is back on. Oil level is good. That's it. We're freaking done. We changed the oil, girlies. We did it. So now I'm just gonna close the hood and park it back in my parking spot because we finished it up. So once you get it to about here, you can just basically let go and it will drop it down for you. Didn't do it enough, so there you go. All right, guys, we're looking at the dash right now. I just want to show you that every time I turn my car on because I need an oil change, it says maintenance required, visit your dealer. Obviously, I did it myself, so I'm not going to visit the dealer. So to reset this message so that it won't come up again until you need a new oil change, you're going to use your little keypad here with the arrows, and we're going to go to the right until we get to the gear, which is the settings. Scroll all the way down until you get to the vehicle settings, and you hold the OK button to open that. And then you're going to go down to scheduled maintenance, and it just says push OK to reset. I pressed OK. Do you want to reset your scheduled maintenance? Yes. And we're complete. So now that will not show up anymore until I need an actual oil change again. So we're good to go. I don't know if you guys could tell, but yeah, I don't know if it's apparent, but we just changed the oil in the garage at least, but it's 27 degrees outside, you guys. It is so cold. Okay, my hair's matted from the hat, so that's good. Yeah, I'm freezing. But anyways, I just got inside from parking my car, and the final, very important step is to wash your hands really good, really warm, get all clean. And see, you can see my fingertips are really dirty, even though I wore gloves. As I mentioned when we started, you guys, you know we wear gloves because we want to protect our hands, not get dirty, but also protect ourselves from the hazardous things that we're working with. And as Angela likes to say, the cancer. So make sure you wash your hands really good because we want to do all those same things by getting really clean after. Now you guys know how to change your oil in a 2020 Toyota Rav4 XLE Premium. And you can do it by yourself too. But if I missed something or if you have questions, comment below. I'll answer them. I always answer my comments. And yeah, I guess that's it. Ignore what I look like. It's 27 degrees outside. There can be no words for what I look like.
And you're a mechanic, who cares?
And I'm a mechanic, who cares? You're right, babe. Anyways, that's all for today's video. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.